Hello friends, let's start today with Design of Machine Elements 2. The chapter is Belt, Rope and Chain Drive. As we all know, all these three elements are used for transmission of power or motion from one place to another. Belt is used in automobile, that is in transmission from gearbox to the rear wheel. Rope is used to drive the bucket from lower level to higher level, that is to lift water. And chain drive, as we all know, is used in the bicycle and gearing system. So let's see how to solve the chain drive problem. The problems are pretty simple and we have to find only the three things, that is thickness, length of the belt and initial tension in the belt. The data is always given to us. Diameter is given, that is 1000 mm. It is of the larger pulley. There are two pulleys in a chain system, that is driven and driving. Driving will always be rotating at higher speed. Driven will be rotating at lower speed because of the size difference and the number of tooth on both the pulleys. This is the belt which is wound around the two pulleys. This is known as infinite running belt. So we have been given the larger diameter 1000 mm. We have been given the smaller diameter 250 mm. The power for the driving pulley is given as 25 kilowatt. The speed of the driving pulley is given as 1440. The center distance, that is the center between both the pulleys, is given as 2000 mm. Sigma d, that is tensile strength, is given as 2 Newton per mm square. Mu is given. Mu is the coefficient of friction between the belt and the pulley, 0.28. Rho, that is the belt material density, is 900 kg per meter cube, and width of the belt is given, that is 125 mm. So this is the given data always provided for solving the belt problem. Next, we have been told to find out thickness, length of the belt and initial tension. So what happens is, when the belt is initially wound on both the pulleys, it has some initial tension when it is not operated. So due to this tension, it is always in the place and does not sag on the pulley. We have to find the initial tension. Now, this thickness is always based on the load carrying capacity or the power transmission capacity. Therefore, we have to find the thickness, and what length of the belt will be wound around both these pulleys is to be find out using. So we will be find out length of the belt. Now, solution. We have been given the speed of the driving pulley n. From this we can find out the velocity of the belt, that is the velocity which the belt will be rotating. It will be pi d n upon 60. I have taken into 1000 to convert it to meter per second due to the use of standard units, because kg per meter cube and center distance is mm is not acceptable. So we are taking it into meter, and therefore I have converted into meter, that is 18.85 meter per second. Next, we all know what is power. Power is force into velocity. So force can be of any type, that is it may be in tension or any other force. Here we consider tension because we are considering belt. So TFT will be the tension on the tight side, TFS will be the tension on the slack side, and VB will be the velocity of the belt. Power is given, velocity of belt is given. We can find out the unknown value TFT minus TFS. So we will be getting TFT minus TFS as 1326.26 Newton. Now, we need to find out the angle of contact between the belt and the pulley, that is theta. For finding out the theta, we need alpha, and alpha is equal to sine inverse capital D minus small d upon 2c. So we have been given d, we have the small d, and we have been given center distance. Put as it is, no need to convert it to meter. And remember, we have to put the calc in radian mode because it contains trigonometric term. We are not putting the calc in radian mode earlier because it doesn't have any new trigonometric term. But here sine inverse is used, we have to convert it into radians. Therefore we convert it into radians, and theta is equal to pi minus 2 alpha. So alpha is to be find out. Pi minus 2 alpha will be 2.7644 radian. So we have angle of contact between pulley and belt as 2.76. Next, as we all know from Tom, TF, the belt tensions are given as E mu theta. E exponential raised to mu into theta. We have mu, we have theta, and we have E. Therefore we will be finding out the ratio for TFT upon TFS, that is the belt tension ratio. Next, always remember the calc must be in the radian mode for this calculation also. So we get TFT as 2.1685 TFS. Now solving the second and the first equation, that is TFT minus TFS is equal to 1326. We get TFT is equal to 2461.27 and TFS is equal to 1135.01 Newton. Now we have both the tension on the tight and the slack side. We have the velocity of the belt, we have the theta. Next, let's find out the centrifugal tension of the belt. Now what is centrifugal tension? When the belt is rotating at higher speed, the mass tends to throw the belt away from the center of the pulley. That is, the belt will try to run outer side of the pulley. This tension is known as centrifugal tension. So let's see what is centrifugal tension. That is mass into velocity square. So mass will be rho into B into T. That is density, how wide it is, how thick it is. In short, mass is equal to density into width into thickness. Now I have divided it by 1000 to make it meter, whereas I have not divided density because it is already in meter cube. So 1000 that is meter into velocity square. So putting all the values, I don't have the thickness because I have to calculate the thickness. So calculating thickness is the next step. We have to keep T unknown and take TC is equal to 39.97 T in, that is in Newton. Next, we have to calculate total tension on the belt. So total will be centrifugal plus tension on the tight side. So we have both the equations. We have to just keep as it is because T is unknown. Remember, we don't have T. You cannot solve the equation by adding them. It will be wrong. We have sigma T. Now stress is force upon area. Consider this belt having a 3D cross section. So this will be the width and this will be thickness, that is area, and this will be the force, that is the tension force. So tension upon area will give us T, because TT has a T term unknown, BT has a T term unknown. Therefore we will be getting T from this equation, which will be 11.75 mm. Okay, so our first thing is find, that is thickness is done. Next, let's see what is the length of the belt. Okay, the next step should be to find out the centrifugal tension. As we know T, we can find out centrifugal tension, that is 39.97 into 11.75, 469.69 Newton. First step is done. Let's calculate the length of the belt, which is equal to 2c plus pi d plus d by 2 plus d minus d by 4c whole bracket square. This is a derived formula. We don't have the derivation, so just remember the formulas. So putting all the values in the following equation, we'll be getting length of belt as 6034 mm. Now c was given as 2000, d was given, small d was given. So putting all the equation as it is, we get 6033.81. We have to round it off to next possible or next given dimension. So we are given 6034 from the catalog. Next is initial tension. The initial tension which was due to the wound belt, which is tension on tight side, slack side, and both centrifugal tension, that is on this side and this side, into 2 upon 2, which is equal to TFT plus TFS plus 2 times of centrifugal tension divided by 2, which will be 2267.83. This was the first and the simplest type of numerical for belt drive. It consists of 3 things, that is thickness, we found out the thickness, we found out the length, and initial tension. All these steps are to be remembered and to be carried out in every single numerical, no matter it is cross or it is open type. So we have to first calculate speed of the belt. Second, we can calculate from the power TFT minus TFS. Third should be theta. Fourth should be the TFS and TFT values. Fifth should be TC, in which T or B, one is unknown. Putting it in the equation of sigma, we get T or B, which is unknown. From this we can find out T initial and length of the belt. Remember, this is the sequence. Do not forget the sequence. Let's take a look at the next numerical. Now this is a cross belt numerical, which is the belt is crossed. In the last numerical it was straight, it was an open belt drive. This is a cross belt drive. Again, all the data is given, capital N, small n, P, V, C, that is speed of the driving, speed of the driven, power input, velocity of belt, center distance, coefficient of friction, tensile stress, and thickness of the belt is given. If you closely observe, B is not given. So we are considering B to be find out, and we have been given rho. So as discussed in the last problem, we have n, we can find out velocity of the belt. But here we have been given velocity of belt and speed. So we can calculate d, as d is not given from the data. So we calculate small d, that is the diameter of the driving pulley. So we can find out 229.18, rounding it off to the next possible dimension, 230 mm. Now as we all know from the gear ratio, bigger speed upon smaller speed is inversely proportional to smaller diameter upon bigger diameter. Using this equation, we can find out the capital D, that is diameter of the driven pulley. As we have two D's, we can calculate from the power TFT minus TFS, we get an unknown value. Again, TFT upon TFS is equal to E mu theta. Now for theta we need alpha, and the formula for alpha is sine inverse D plus D upon 2C. In the last numerical, it was sine inverse D minus D by 2C. Because it was an open belt drive, this is a closed belt drive. So this is the first notification or first change in the formula for cross belt drive. We get alpha. From this alpha, it is in radian. Always remember alpha and theta are in radian. From this alpha, we get theta. How? Pi plus 2 alpha. In the last numerical, it was pi minus 2 alpha. So these are the two main differences in cross belt drive than the open belt drive. We get theta and we get alpha. Both are found out. We can substitute the equation in the equation and find out TFT and TFS. It is TFT minus TFS, and putting this in the equation we get TFT is 2.7446 TFS. Solving 1 and 2, TFT and TFS are found out. Next we have to calculate centrifugal tension. So rho into B by 1000 into T by 1000 to convert it into meter into mVb square. We get again B as unknown, Tc is equal to 0.8263 B because B is unknown. Next we calculate total tension. Total is tension on the tight side plus centrifugal tension. So we have TFT and we have TC, in which B is unknown. Do not add them, it will be wrong. From sigma T we can find out force upon area, that is B is unknown, B is unknown. Therefore we get B, that is 85.5 mm. Now B is found out. We can calculate L from the previous formula, that is the same formula for cross belt drive. We can substitute all the values and find out the length. Next should be initial tension. Same, TFT plus TFS plus 2TC divided by 2. This should be initial tension in the belt. So this was the second type of numerical in which two changes occurred, that is alpha and theta. These are the two main changes. Rest procedure is the same. Let's see what the procedure was. Finding out VB. From this VB, power TFT minus TFS. From this power TFT upon TFS, again we find out alpha, we find out theta. Then we find out these two values, TC. From this TC, T or B, then we find out L and we find out TI. So this is the procedure to be followed. Do not change or mix up the steps. It is a pretty easy sum. Be careful and solve it properly. I'll see you in the next session. We'll be solving more problems and we'll be completing the chapter belt drive. See you soon.